and welcome to this session about resilience. My name is Daisy Mann and I am the Kickstart Project Manager working within the Careers and Employability Services team at Lancaster University. In this session, we're going to discuss what resilience is, how you can increase your resilience, and what difference this will make in the workplace. If you Google resilience, it says resilience is having the capacity to recover quickly from difficulties or toughness. It's also understood as the ability to bounce back after failure, to become stronger as a result of facing barriers, and having a positive attitude to address setbacks. You can also think of resilience like a palm tree. Looking at the top of the tree, there's an immense amount of movement in the wind and waves, but because the tree is firmly rooted in the ground, with roots twice as deep as its height, it has a solid foundation and can withstand storms moving with the wind. Now we have a bit more of an understanding of what resilience is. It's understandable that building resilience will really help you in the ever-changing work environment that demands flexibility from employees. Often in life and the workplace, even the best laid plans can go wrong. We need to be kind to ourselves in these moments and be ready to be flexible and make changes to plans as our job demands. If you know yourself and hang on to what keeps you grounded, then you will have the capacity to be flexible when it's demanded of you. Some people find it helpful to have a motto, something that speaks personally to them, that can help them to keep grounded when things don't go as planned. You can see some examples here. When you face setbacks or experience failure, it's helpful to remember that you're not the only one who experiences these things. Everyone faces unique challenges that require resilience. So when you do, it's helpful to remember that it's okay to feel what you're feeling. If that's disappointed or upset or angry, this is normal for a time, but you don't want to dwell on these feelings for too long. So try to understand and objectively reflect on why the failure happened. Regroup, remember your purpose or motto, and try again. Martin Seligman identified a phenomenon known as learned helplessness. When forced to deal with difficult or painful experiences, individuals may become unable or unwilling to face it again because they feel unable to exert any control or influence over the situation. Try to avoid letting your thoughts hinder you in this way. Your mind is a strong and adaptable tool which can learn to undo the innate responses it has created. So try to reframe the challenge in your mind as a singular occurrence that you have control to alter. Let's think about some specific tools and techniques that will enable you to increase your resilience. Firstly, having a positive mindset. It's helpful to pay attention to the thoughts you feed yourself so you can identify negative tendencies and replace them with a more positive stance. For example, when reflecting on an experience, do you consider what went well as what could have been improved? It's important to celebrate your achievements, as this will help you have a positive outlook for the future as you seek to achieve new goals. Stay committed to your actions and goals. When you know what it is you're aiming for, you can keep striving for it and making progress, even if you're faced with unexpected obstacles. We can often be tempted to dwell on things that we have no ability to impact. Instead, it's better to focus on the things we can control and make plans in light of this. It's worthwhile making the investment required to develop relationships with your colleagues or friends, as they will be a crucial source of support as you progress your career. Next, acknowledging that we all face setbacks or rejection will help you to be more tolerant of it and mean you can learn from the experience and move on from it. Then it's also important to avoid comparison. Rather than comparing yourself with other people, focus on impressing yourself, as success will look different for everyone. And finally, prioritise self-care. Taking care of your mind and body will put you in the best position to face challenges and implement these tools and techniques to enhance your resilience. According to Fredrickson's Broaden and Build theory, published in 2001, positive emotions can help broaden your momentary thoughts, actions, and attention to your surroundings. She said, "In our research program, we found that the daily repertoire of emotions of people who are highly resilient is remarkably different from those who are not. So your thought patterns that you entertain over time will impact how resilient you are and how you cope with setbacks. It might be useful to get into a regular habit of reflecting on positive things that have happened each day or week to train yourself to have more positive thoughts and emotions, which will in turn enable you to be more resilient when faced with setbacks." So rather than throwing yourself in at the deep end, consider how you can stretch your comfort zone. This will likely look like a series of smaller steps that will enable you over time to achieve your end goal. As you set yourself interim goals, try to be specific and imagine yourself enjoying the end goal to motivate yourself and keep you committed. Here's an example of what this might look like if your goal was to swim in the Great Barrier Reef next summer. Where possible, put a plan in place for activities which you know will stretch you to avoid unnecessary difficulty and feelings of unhappiness afterwards. Once you know what it is you want to achieve, make a plan outlining how you will get there. Take it one step at a time. Don't choose first steps which will send you into a blind panic. Remember to stretch your comfort zone, not break it. And try and let other people help you. They will have valuable experience and wisdom to share and encourage you with. And also get into the habit of reflecting on what has gone wrong in the past. Rather than analysing it with added thoughts and feelings, separate these out and think objectively and honestly about the main consequences you are concerned about and what you can do to alleviate these. Resilience is going to help you when you encounter a number of different challenges in the workplace. It will help you to deal with stress that could result from being overworked. It will help you navigate office politics. Resilience will enable you to receive criticism and rather than seeing it as solely negative thing, reframing it as an opportunity to learn about yourself and to grow. It will also help you to avoid overthinking or worrying about situations in the past and will help you to overcome the temptation to be anxious about your future performance as you're regularly in the habit of celebrating your successes. We can all be tempted to jump to the worst case scenario, but resilience will help us to take a step back and put a plan in place to help ensure a positive outcome. Keeping a positive mindset and identifying what you can control will help you to thrive during difficulty rather than just surviving. Resilience is also going to help you stay motivated even when you face challenges and will help your ability to build and maintain professional relationships, so crucial for job satisfaction and career progression. That brings us to the end of our session in which we discussed what resilience is, how you can increase your resilience, and what difference this will make in the workplace. Thank you very much for watching. For further information about resilience, there are lots of useful resources on the Careers portal that you can access via the Careers section of the university website. Navigate into the Students section, then scroll down. You'll see that there is a section for the Careers portal. Click the link, let the page load. If you navigate to the Employability section at the top and then Career e-Learning, you'll find a range of different resources that will be useful to think through what we've talked about today further, and also to look into other skills and topics that will help you to make the transition into the workplace.